Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Firstly, I apologise for what you are about to see. This is not going to be a pretty video, it's going to be pretty gross. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so this is a combo deck based on a new card that was released in the Alchemy Dominaria set. It is Niambi, the Beloved Protector. So just to go through what Niambi does, she is a blue and a white 2/2 legendary human cleric. Legendary, very important. With flash, when she enters the battlefield, you choose a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard that was put there this turn from the battlefield, return it to the battlefield. It perpetually gains an ability that we don't care about. This ability, blah blah blah. Okay. This, paired with Mirrorhall Mimic, means that you can infinitely... by Mirrorhall Mimicking Niambi, you can infinitely bring Mirrorhall Mimic onto the battlefield as a Niambi. It will go back into the graveyard. It can then come back in as a Niambi. So basically when you bring this in, it legend rules Niambi, so forces one of them into the graveyard, but the trigger to bring something back from the graveyard is on the stack, so it allows us to bring back the Mirrorhall Mimic. So this is basically an infinite combo in itself of a creature entering the battlefield. Then all we need is a trigger based on this, and we've got two. We've got both Meathook Massacre. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. This combo has a creature entering and dying, and we've got Elas, il-Kor, Sadistic Pilgrim, which has the same effect, but also can give us infinite life gain if we need to. So we've basically got a 3-card combo, which is any of these, plus Niambi, plus Mirrorhall Mimic. So the nice thing about this combo is that there's loads of redundancy in this card. You know, either of these will work. Obviously Meathook is slightly better at sticking around on the board. Creatures are easier to remove, but putting this creature out is a very reasonable turn 2 play that anyone could do. So it doesn't always get removed, obviously, and it's just a nice creature to have around anyway. You know, what I've tried to do with this deck is build it in a way which means it will survive even if we don't immediately get the combo in our hand. I tried many different variants of this. Some were like just focused on trying to find the combo, you know, all the like seek cards, like seek new knowledge, and things like that, to try and like dig through our deck and find the combo pieces. But the problem is they just die too quickly. If you're not putting stuff on the board and interacting with your opponent, it's not going to work well. So what I've tried to do is build this in a way that allows us to interact enough, but also dig enough through our deck to find what we need and get it working. So these cards in this pile are all combo pieces. One more point on the combo pieces is there is another card that can come in as a copy. This, the Undercolor Operative, which could build redundancy for Mirrorhall Mimic, but you don't want too much of your deck being combo pieces. I did try running a couple of different numbers of these. A, it's too blue, which isn't ideal. I mean, it's still not the biggest problem in the world, but it's just it makes it a worse Mirrorhall Mimic. And B, you don't want too many of these and not enough of the other pieces, etc. The nice thing about the Meathook Massacre as a combo piece is it's really hard to remove, and also it does sweep away the opponent's creature. So if we're playing against creature aggro decks, this actually has a big use as part of like a delay tactic as well as being a combo piece. I mean, it's just very nice as part of that, whereas these copying cards aren't great apart from in the combo. One thing to also note about the combo is it's relatively easy to assemble, in the sense that we can have Meathook or Elas down at any time. They don't appear threatening to the opponent. They don't know they're supposed to be removing them. We can then flash in Niambi at the end of their turn, untap and cast Mirrorhall. So if the opponent is tapped out, we can flash this in on turn 3 and play this on turn 4, in theory, having played one of these two on turn 2. So this combo can be complete and safe on turn 4. And it's very hard for them to sort of see it coming and interact with it. So anyway, the cards that we have outside of the combo: 4 Fragment Realities. This is a brilliant removal spell. The fact that it gives them another creature, potentially, if they're running other creatures that are cheaper, isn't really the end of the world for us. All we're doing is buying time. You can give them back creatures. It's not too bad, and being a 1-drop instant that can get rid of stuff is amazing. 2 Make Disappear to counter any large threats that come along. I wasn't running this originally, but it has been pretty useful in testing. because the thing is we're holding open too for Niambi a lot of the time anyway, so it's nice that we've then got something to do if we can't play Niambi because a bigger threat is coming down that's going to end the game, or it's going to kill Niambi anyway or something, then make disappear where it makes sense to have in our hand. 2 of the Modern Age. This is a slightly potentially questionable inclusion, but having that 2-stage draw and discard which then results in a creature for us to use, it just seems like such good value in this deck to me. So being able to draw then discard twice and then return it as a 2/3 flyer, which can be a blocker for us against aggro decks or something to sack against Invoke Despair or whatever, just seems really nice. Not to mention that the draw and discard pairs very nicely with Diviner of Fates, which we're running since we happen to be running Esper colours due to the combo all being Esper. I've chosen to put 4 Diviner of Fates in the deck. Diviner of Fates is A, a really good card in general. B, it's very scary to the opponent, so they want to remove it, they want to interact with it, and it isn't actually one of our combo pieces. So if the opponent is wasting interaction and removal on a really good card in our deck, but it isn't actually a combo piece, that's just better for us. It means they have less removal interaction in their card for our actual combo. It's a great distraction piece, but also it itself is really good at helping us find our combo pieces because of its second ability. Whenever you discard 1 or more, seek a card that shares a card type with one of the discarded cards. If we have duplicates of a certain one of these combo pieces, particularly the creatures, we can just throw them away, and we've got a good chance of drawing the other creatures that we need to fill the gap, basically. If we've got a duplicate of Meathook Massacre, we can throw it away and get a Modern Age to try and dig for the other pieces. Like, it basically gives us filtering through our deck of the pieces that we don't need built in. And having this extra discard from Modern Age built in is very nice. We've got discard from our 1 copy of Liliana of the Veil. Again, just a nice strong card that helps interact with the opponent that they want to deal with that isn't our combo. We've got discard from our 1 copy of Raffine, the Scheming Seer, which everyone knows Raffine, and then we've got 3 copies of Calim, which obviously has discard itself. If we manage to use the channel with Diviner on the board, Calim replaces itself with a creature, which is likely to be one of our combo pieces, and it obviously gives us another card for the channel, and it can buy time, so it kind of fits the combo deck very, very well in many ways. The last piece of the deck, well, we've got 1 Void Rend for some real sort of removal if we really need it. I don't know that 1 copy of this is required. If we never see Graveyard Trespasser, which seems to be the case at the moment, I could remove this and add another Make Disappear, but for now I'm playing 1 of these. The interesting card really is Obscura Charm, so this sort of helps us in a couple of ways. So just reading the various modes out. So this is Esper cost, so 3 mana effectively. So this can return a multicolored permanent with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So out of our combo pieces, 2 of them, or 2 potential ones, are multicolored permanents. So we have ways of flashing these back in at instant speed at the end of our opponent's turn, which can be really nice to help us assemble the combo if we need to. So if an opponent either knows what we're up to or is just killing our creatures willy-nilly, it's nice to be able to then bring back the one we want from our graveyard using the charm. Not to mention the charm can also counter instant or sorcery spells and destroy the opponent's creatures. It basically does protect our combo pieces that are out or get us other combo pieces back from our graveyard, especially since we can have discarded them in the past, or we can have had them destroyed by the opponent. Yeah, I think this is a really nice card. I tried running 4 of it. I don't think 4 is the right number. It's a little bit expensive if you're just... because the main function you're going to be using it for really is removing things. But it is just nice that it has that ability to return the permanents as well. So that is the combo deck. This combo has proved pretty easy to assemble for the time being. The other nice thing being that in Alchemy we have access to Forsaken Crossroads, which gives us scrying, so scry lands are nice in combo decks, gives us sort of a bit more ability to dig through what's on the top of our deck. Whoops, my internet dropped or something. And yeah, being able to sort of get that bit more reach through our deck is very, very handy. And with all the different discard and filtering, it isn't very hard to assemble this combo, especially since Meathook is such a safe piece to put on the board. There's not a lot of enchantment removal floating around, not incidental in best of 1 anyway. In best of 3 it would be a different matchup, I'm sure, but this is obviously primarily a best of 1 deck at the moment, and yeah, I've been having some fun with it, and well, I don't really want to call it fun, it sounds a bit sadistic watching people die to this combo, but it has been interesting playing it, let's say that much. So I'm going to have some games now and show you guys sort of how it works in practice. Alright. let the Magic the Gathering fun begin. I don't know if we can really claim this as fun, but I'm going to claim it. Kind of need to remove this land. Didn't mean to leave that in the deck after I've played around with it quite a bit. It used to revolve mostly around legends, but actually doesn't anymore, so we don't need another Meathook. These, on the other hand, being able to scry for our combo pieces is great. We've got 2 of 3 already. Just can we survive the red onslaught? That will help. I think we'll do the Modern Age. Yeah. Probably just discard this Plaza, as it's not supposed to be in the deck anyway. Then we'll probably Diviner next turn. Try and dig for our other pieces. This should just give us a nice blocker at some point, when we need it, I suspect. Okay, that is the final piece. So we need black land. For Meathook. We need to actually start getting the pieces on the board, basically. We don't mind if they kill our Diviner or start taking our, you know, take our cards of Rahildo, it doesn't matter to me. Big spender. Probably going to get shocked our Diviner, but or killed in some way, preemptive of the first strike. Yep, that's fine. So we get this as a blocker. So I need to find the land for Meathook, I think. I think we'll play Diviner still and discard the Calim. Okay, there is a land. Put that on black. Don't need that one. Back up one of these is the only real backup we want in hand. Ambergris is fine. They've slowed their roll, so we can now Meathook for 2. It's going to look pretty nice, isn't it? No attacks. So 1 combo piece down. Just got to get this and then this. Fine. Same old trick, different day. Let's play this so that their Rahilda doesn't flip. I was going to give it an oops, but that would be a bit cheeky even for me. Yeah, just in case it gives them anything helpful. Okay. Let the fun and games begin. Opponent's very kindly scooped and not made me fulfill my combo. We'll try again. Alright. Next game. That first one went better than expected. We've got 2 tap lands, but at least we'll have all of our colours. Got all 3 combo pieces in hand, look. Yeah, we'll start by playing this. As it's in theory one of our combo pieces down, because this can replace this, obviously. We can then play this, hold open Niambi, and then if we top a land, we've got our combo on turn 4. That land, not one that we can work with, unfortunately. But we can scry for an untapped land. Opponent, not sure what they're doing. Bant colours. Hope it's not a counter. Could be. At least we can bring it back from the graveyard with our charm. Didn't draw the next land anyway. This is almost harder for them to deal with because they've got to counter this now as well. At the end of their turn. I don't know why I mean, people I don't think know what this combo is, but they're still determined to keep this in the graveyard. Okay. Given that they are completely untapped, I don't think we can just jam our Mimic. This would be bad. Let's attack. Maybe they're just holding up a Memory Deluge though. They didn't Wandering Emperor. Although I guess I've now given them the opportunity to. But they've proven that they are running counters. I think we'll just do the Meathook for 2 to give us a backup of Elas. And then I will Djinn in their turn, and then we will Mirrorhall next time. I just don't like playing into that. Not when we've basically got one chance of doing it right. Come on, play something big and tap out. Green Defiler or something. Oh, not that. That's horrible. At least we've got the backup Meathook. Okay, so we're just passing because we can flash this Niambi back in at the end of their turn. No, let's use this one. Can avoid and make disappear, so. This is all divine purges and counters until they get to Hullbreaker Horror or something. This is the trickiest type of deck to play against as a combo deck. It's one that always plays all their stuff in your turn because never really know what I'm supposed to do. What are they getting back? Make disappear? Well, they can't make Niambi disappear. Oh, they could sack the Siphoner, I guess. Okay, yeah. I still think we're going to get there, but hard to say. Okay, we've got a backup Mimic, which is nice. So now we're just going to flash Niambi in and hold open Fragment. Opponent's up to 6 playable lands, so see if this gets countered. Probably, but no. Oh, come on. Just let me do it. Why are you so determined to kill my Niambis? Yeah, fine. Still got one in the graveyard, so maybe we just play this out now and start pressuring this way. because we do have a way of winning without the combo, and if they're going to keep making these wild choices, we can punish them for it in theory. Every creature that dies gives -2. We can attempt to Mirrorhall on anything that comes in for them, and then use the ghastly mimicry. They didn't do graveyards, that's interesting. But they have now removed both of my methods of draining, so we've got no combo pieces now. Okay. I still don't know what the opponent's deck's doing. I assume it's heading towards Hullbreaker. Got 8 on the battlefield. People tend to like to have like 8 or 9, so we'll probably see it soon. If they pass this turn again. They kept their own graveyard for a reason though. We've already clearly interacted with Elas using the charm. And we've got the Calim. So I wonder what they're keeping in here. It's because the Siphoners, I suppose. Still feels like a dangerous choice. Okay, here it is. Oracle of the Alpha. So it's just another Oracle of the Alpha deck, just a really long-winded one. I might have already played this combo against this player off camera, which could be why they are wary to it. Alright, let's tap this. Let's fragment this. Okay, let's discard the land. I feel like we're getting somewhere. So we can get ourselves a Calim at the end of their turn. We've got 2 pieces. I just need a Niambi, but we've got 1 in the graveyard and 1 in exile. Great. If they get any of the spells, if the spell that gives them an extra turn, Time Walk, we're in trouble. Although I don't feel like they're playing a very good shell for it. I'm not sure what all this is doing, apart from just buying time, but then you cast it once and it's not really good rebuy unless they're holding on to a Siphoner. But then, yeah, not enough blue going down here for that. Okay, do this now then. Losing my Mimic, but Time Twister has the potential to give me everything I need straight back into my hand. No, we got neither combo piece. How is that even possible? Black Lotus. Are we going to get another turn? I suppose they want to kill the Calim, but if they try and target Calim, we'll just fragment it and hope for one of our combo pieces. There's 3 Niambis in there we have the chance of getting. Okay. Joint exploration. Just find me the Niambi and then let me top deck a Mirrorhall Mimic and we'll be done. No Mimics in there. More likely to top a Mirrorhall, but if we do, we do. And again, digging for that time walk. Diviner of Fates. Okay, we can discard this. Seek a creature. Okay, we've got our Mimic. Just the Niambi to find now. I have a feeling we have to do it this turn. We've got 2 draws because we've got Calim to cycle as well, and we guarantee to get a creature off Diviner. So we've got 3 draws really, one of which is a guaranteed creature. Okay, not that one. Let's just try this one now. That is Niambi. So opponent is tapped out. And we've already got Elas on the battlefield. So we are 1 mana short of doing it this turn, aren't we? Yeah, I've only got 5. Sugar. Okay. Unless we... No, we've got nothing in there that helps either. Okay, let's Meathook for 2. And kill that. And then pray that they haven't got the Time Walk in hand. Even if they have, I don't think they have an infinite turn combo. Unless they have Shigeki and all that going down as well, but we haven't seen it. That's fine. That's why we didn't want to put anything on the battlefield last turn because it just removes things we might need.
You do not write this story.
Hearse is fine. God, this has been a mission of a game, but they've got 1 card to show. Don't hold it. I need to see what it is. You bugger. So let's just try now before they draw anything else, shall we? Can't counter that. Unless they've got a hard counter. Siphoner. Okay. What are they going to return? One that lets them scry and draw. Okay. Now we don't know what they've got. I can't count. I could counter it, but then I don't have enough for Mimic. So I think we just take the chance this time before it's too late. Thing is, if they get a chance to draw a Time Twister, they will. Time Walk. Just gotta hope that isn't a counter. They got an interrupt. Feels like they might, but they have got Hearse. It could just be Hearse holding priority. Oh, they can interrupt the combo with Hearse, can't they? I was thinking that Hearse was fine, but it isn't. I should have fragmented the Hearse before I started this. If it comes back to the battlefield, I'll react with a fragment on the Hearse. That was very silly of me not thinking that through. That they can interrupt this combo in the graveyard. Oh no, I'm going to be doing it again. I'm going to be hoping to find another Mimic again in a minute. At least there are still 3 in the deck. I seem to have broken my opponent. If they don't notice, I'm very lucky. If they do, so this is going to come back to the battlefield. It's then going to do the legendary trigger, which I don't think you can put stuff on the stack. I think you have to choose which one to keep. So there'll be no point where I can choose to get rid of the Hearse without alerting them to the fact that the Hearse can exile this. So if they don't notice, I just have to hope they keep not noticing. If I try and trigger the Hearse, I'll probably just be telling them how to interrupt the combo. I mean, they could have just disconnected full stop. Come on, this is... I hope it's not a proper disconnect. I don't think it is. Yeah, see, I can't play anything at this point because of the legendary problem. Even if we don't get to do it as many times as we like before the opponent gets back, at least I can do it enough now. Quite interesting playing against someone who's forcing us to do it, because now you guys can see obviously what the combo does. It's quite an easy one to execute because we just keep clicking on the same card. It's hard, you know, some combos you can get them wrong. You have to cast certain things from the graveyard. That's what I like about this one. It's very simple, clean in the client. What's that? 12 triggers? 13. Then we just decline. That puts one more on, but GG. Okay, that was a mission. Many mistakes made on both sides, but we did get there. Okay, Popper. We've got one combo piece, and it is probably the best one to start with in your hand, so... But this should give it... I mean, these two combined give so much creature draw that I'm hoping we can get there. So far, I haven't actually bumped into a mirror match on the ladder, so... Let's hope that continues. Mono red, okay. Mono red, and we're on the draw. Is pretty grim for this combo. We'll put the Diviner down, they'll kill it, and then hopefully we'll still be alive to Meathook. God, it's the fast damage version as well. Okay, we'll put this and hold open Fragment. Could save us a whole bunch of life for one turn. Although Calim... Yeah, I guess I could fragment the etching. Costs 1 life, but gets rid of a 2/2. It really is just trying to buy time, isn't it, against this type of deck? Hopefully they don't have a lightning strike open and we can connive the Calim with the Diviner alive, but unfortunately we can't. We have picked up another Diviner though, which is quite lucky. If this is a Raiju, we could be in trouble. It's just too fast. Even if we... yeah, I'm dead. Because we can block one or the other, but it doesn't matter now. Just picked up our final combo piece as well. We're honestly really not that slow, but on the draw against mono red, with that like literal explosive start, nothing to do that, sadly. Alright, let me play against some nice power 9 decks, some nice slow, you know, windy decks that never get there. Let me play against those. This looks more promising. I need to be able to hold Fragment up for if they try and transform this. Which means I won't be playing Elas next turn, I think. So we've got potentially 2 combo pieces in hand already. And some fairly effective removal. Nice sleeves. Double curtains. Scry. We just want a Mimic. Don't care about anything else. No, thank you. And probably hold again for Void Rend. No, thank you. Opponent's wasted 6 mana trying to do that now. And we've got the Mimic. So, we'll play this out. We can flash in one of our Niambis, and then we've got combo next turn, providing we don't get any of our creatures murdered. This could be countered. Good girl. Okay. Let's get interesting. So let's put this on white and untap. Then we can run the Diviner out, which people always panic about. That's kind of one of the best reasons to include this in the deck, is it just freaks people out. They hate leaving Diviners on the board. And we don't actually even need it alive for a combo in any way. We can discard that because we know we're getting another one. Actually, we don't know. Because we do now have, what are they called? Modern Age in the deck, 2 of. There's just a better odds of getting a Meathook, because there's still 3 in there. Gosh. Sadly, I can't bring back Elas with Niambi. I don't know if the opponent knows what they're doing or not. Why are they killing off? Maybe I should have blocked to force them to upgrade this. They're upgrading it anyway. Okay, they've tapped out. That's good. So if we draw a land, we can Meathook and Mimic next turn. Has to be an untapped land, obviously. Sadly not. I will play the Meathook down anyway. So we're ready for next turn, and we'll just Modern Age. Discard that. Got a Fragment, that is nice. Buy us a little more time against these sleepers. Prevent the draws off this one. Okay. That's what we don't want. Anything I don't want really now is Niambi to be cut down, which could happen with black open. They are sticking on priority. Is that because this could still activate its ability maybe? I jolly hope it's not because they've got a cut down in hand. How beautiful are these lands, by the way? Really, really nice. Right, let's give it a go. I feel like they would have interacted with it by now, so we should be good. Hopefully the opponent will scoop, but otherwise we'll just click through 17 times if we have to. Click, click. Okay. No one wants to sit through that, and it's obviously demonstrated that we'll be there in time, so GG. I think the Magic the Gathering Arena client may be refusing to pair me with people because I'm being so antisocial, but I'm not sure. Here we go. Ramoon, our next victim. We don't have any blue lands, and we've got a lot of blue cards. No good. Ugh, God. Alright. I guess we'll have to keep this. At least we've got this and this. Okay. I can do this for black now. For a scry. Not another Meathook, thank you. Another black land would be nice, but we've got a diviner now that we can play. I think we'll just fragment this off the bat. No point letting them get any triggers off that. Curtains. Okay. Probably take the diviner, won't they? Fragment, I guess it's really good against Revealing Eye. Yeah, let's discard one of these and look for a Mirrorhall. Try and get this done quickly. Nah, sadly not. Fight rigging? Haven't played against the fight rigging deck in a minute. That is quite painful there. I'm going to play this out, then I'm going to Modern Age. Just discarding is good for us. Let's discard one of these again. God, there will be we're going to die soon, so can't do this forever. Let's just hope there's nothing good under the fight rigging then. Oh my goodness. No. Do you know what? We could be dead. If I'd have known this was fight rigging deck, I would have given them their bloody Garlagritas. There's just no way we're surviving another turn with this menace. I mean, this we can tap by sacking a creature. This we can block. So we could just, if they don't put the counter on the eye, which they will, because it's the only place they need it. Okay. So I think we have to discard of Shockland. Even though I would love to dig for my creature. I can't really discard this other creature, I need it. So we do like this. We decline that. Okay. So the counter did go on the eye, which is unfortunate. So let's kill the eye. Let's sack our diviner. And then let's block the Wrangler. I'm not sure that this is going to work out, but we could top deck something. That at least we can always give them back. And I guess I can sack this for the Gitrog, so in theory I have another turn. So if we play this for 0, it's whether I want to hold open, make disappear, or I want to scry one. I think we scry. No, we need our Mirrorhall Mimic next turn. Nothing else is going to do it. We can obviously counter in the worst case scenario. That being... oh my god. Seek X creature on trial. Yeah, okay. That is probably the worst case scenario. I mean, we are having to literally ramp them and give them a ton of cards. But it won't matter if we can get there. Mirrorhall Mimic off the top. Doesn't feel fair. Oh my god, how did we get there in this game? How did we get that? The opponent honestly thought they had 0 chance of losing. They thought we were a normal Divine or Raffine deck. Good game. Oh, that was so sick. Mirrorhall off the top. And then it comes. I feel dirty. Alright. Zabatha, that last one was too close for comfort. Just don't give me mono red, please. That's all I want. Okay. Got my first desire. Might as well get this on blue. Scry. No. Better off with a Diviner or a Mimic. Well, obviously Mimic ideally is the one thing missing, but Diviner would do as well. Double pup. But green aggro. Let's see what they try and play this turn. Tovalar, give me a nice good counter. I mean, that is probably a pretty good counter. Something that's going to grow that we can't deal with, that would have vigilance, and oh my god. Please, more pups. If I do this, then I can Niambi and fragment one of these. So we could actually use this as a nice little flash blocker against this deck. Check it. This might even make the opponent concede now. Depends how sad they feel about all that, but... Hound Tamer? What? That'll be getting tapped with Calim. So we have 2 combo pieces in play. Just need to find the Mimic. Come on, Calim, draw me one. Do your thing. Put a 1/1 counter on the pup. Yeah. No. That isn't a mimic. What does this do now? They have trample. Okay. We're going to attack with both to give us a chance of drawing. The mimic will discard these, one of each of these. Almost going to win without the combo. Can fragment if anything very nasty happens. I can just put counters on things. Just in case they got a, like, I don't know, way of doubling the power of this or something horrible. Okay, we can accept the damage for now, just in case there's anything nasty. Okay, fine. Exile this little 1-drop. I feel like this is some kind of starter deck or something, so it feels a bit mean doing this, but maybe they know something about Untamed Pup that I don't know. I never like feel too confident about thinking that, so because we're using Elas, we've got double the triggers going on the stack, so we need 34 triggers on the stack, less than the Niambi one, so 35. Sorry, plus the Niambi one. 35 at this point we need, so there's going to be quite a bit of clicking to get through. If the opponent makes us do it. They're still holding priority because of their pup. Maybe they'll bother putting the counter on if they want to make us do it, so that they don't have to pass priority. Nah. GG. I apologise, opponent. I really do apologise. I didn't mean it. Alright, maybe one more. Let's see how this one goes. We don't have any white, but we have got the modern age, so I feel relatively comfortable that we can draw. Don't like being on the draw when we don't know what it is, but blue, potentially okay. Blue-white, probably some kind of power 9 deck then, isn't it? Especially if they're running Seat New Knowledge. Did try that card a lot in versions of this deck, but I couldn't get it to work out very well for me. Probably not going to need a Meathook for like defensive purposes, as I would call it. Sure, it'd be quite nice to keep the Liliana, you know. Should I discard Diviner? No. Discard one of these. Because I think they're going to counter the first thing I play. So I just don't want to get my... Yeah, we want to play something that looks scary enough for them to want to counter, basically. Okay, they seem to be stuck on land, which is nice for us. Play the Diviner, because that's also scary. Not scary enough. They've probably got Destroy. Fragment it into one of my combo pieces. Thank you very much. Fragment again. Okay, we've got the combo in our hand. It's just trying to get it on the board without it being fragmented to pieces or countered. Teferi is alright, I think, in theory. So we can... They've only got one blue, so we can attack Teferi. curious. So they're tapped out at the moment, so it feels like a good time to play the Meathook at least, which is hard to get rid of. And I reckon we jam this, because we've got us back up if they kill it, but no, they can't counter it. Okay, they can untap for 3 mana, so key into land, Hullbreaker in the bin. So if we can get the Mirrorhall to resolve, we're great. Got another spare of both now, so I'm confident just having a go. Let's hope they opted not to counter because they don't know what the combo does, and now they're stuck. I really hope they took counter spell, and now wish they'd done it. GG. This deck, man, this is just gross. It's so gross. Okay, let's have a quick look at my LOL combo stats. I played 7 games with this version, so I did have another version of the deck, like, in fairness, where I was just playtesting all the different cards that could go in a deck like this. I think with combo decks you really do need to playtest a whole bunch. And now that I pretty much got close to the version that I think is the best, or near enough the best, I created a new version just so I could track the stats a bit more accurately. So we are 86% win rate over 7 games. Obviously 7 is a small sample, but it does show you that it can beat most deck types. Look, we've played only against one deck type twice, which is a nice sign of a bit of a varied meta in Alchemy at the moment. It looks more varied than it is because a bunch of these decks are kind of power 9 based decks, I would say. But red is obviously the one that we lost and can be the one challenge. I mean, if you go on the draw against mono red and they get a nice curve out, I'd say it's hard to win with any slow deck. And this isn't a slow deck as such, but it is not a fast deck. So yeah, that can always happen. I don't think it's a completely infallible deck, but I do think it is extremely strong. I think it is probably something that Wizards are going to mess with. I would guess, just from my short time playing it, it doesn't seem fun to the other people. The fact that Niambi has flash and Meathook is so easy to keep around, I just think makes this very, very, very strong combo. But yeah, I think if you want to cheese your way up the ladder, have fun with it. For me, I think I will play it for a little bit just for fun, but the fun is going to run out quick playing this type of deck. But I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm sorry to everyone to whom I've unleashed this on. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.